Hey, it's Vanessa Baxter. So I said I was going to jump on today at midday. Oh, is this working? I'm not sure. Hopefully it's working. So here I am, and I am sitting here in the sunshine in Auckland, in New Zealand, and I'm probably looking a bit tired because I watched Federer and Nadal play last night, and it was 2 a.m. when it finished here, but my goodness, it was worth waiting up and watching. And I watched it with one of my teenage sons who was exhausted but equally as excited. And my other teenage son has just given me a device to make this going live easier. But what we're really here to talk about today is not my gorgeous boys who are being gorgeous at the moment, but really all about how to encourage your teens to eat well, because it's so important. If you're a teenager and you're listening, this is so important for you. And if you're a parent and you want to try to encourage your teens to eat well, this is also important for you. And the most important thing, guys, is to eat together as much as you possibly can, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. And I know there's moans and groans often about all having to sit down together and eat and have a conversation and stay at the table for ages. And maybe you don't stay at the table for ages, and maybe the conversation isn't perfect. But if you can all sit down and eat together, it's going to make a huge difference, because in sharing your food, in placing a meal down that everyone's going to eat, you will find that over time your teens will eat pretty much what you're eating. It goes for all age kids, but for teenagers it's so important. It's that time where they just want to grab at food. If you're a teen, you know what it's like. You don't want to be hassled around eating. You don't want to spend too much time in the kitchen preparing food. You want it to be quick and easy to grab at. And I get that. But the things that you should be grabbing at are healthy things. You can't live on high sugar and high fat stuff, because it's just going to wreck your bodies. It's not going to give you enough brain power to do all the things you need to do. So I went and wrote a blog about this yesterday. It's really simple. And I also just did a little PDF for everyone. So this is the PDF here that I'm going to put on my fridge. And it's just to remind the kids what it is that is really, really important for them to eat. And why it's important for them to eat it is for brain development, to try to alleviate a road to depression, for mental health, for physical health. And it's pretty practical and pretty straightforward. You know, we all know it's about fruit and veggies first. So 5 servings of fruit and veg if you can. And if your teens are people that want to kind of grab at something and eat it quickly, and something that they just recognize, then make it all about apples and bananas and berries and cherries when they're around. Avocado, chuck it in a smoothie, or, you know, spread it on their toast. Actually, most teens you'll find will pretty much love an avocado, and it's so good for them. But don't try to have so many different varieties of things that they get confused and they feel pressured to try things that they don't necessarily want to try. Just keep it really, really simple on the fruit. And when you grab your veggies from the supermarket, just chop some up. You know, chop up some bits of celery, chop up some cucumber, chop up some carrots, and just have it there so it's an easy, quick go-to snack. And that will encourage them to grab at those things rather than at fast food that might be lying around. Protein's another thing. You know, protein's really, really important. And some people may go, well, what's protein? I don't want to have to learn about proteins and good fats and bad fats. It's pretty simple again. It's about just meat, milk, eggs, cheese, just some of those simple, basic things. It's really important to have some at every meal. So if you can have an egg for breakfast, maybe an egg for an afternoon snack, a piece of lean chicken, or some oily fish, you know, tuna or salmon, or some red meat in the evening. And the reason that these things are so important, apart from the obvious importance of a balanced meal, it's really, really important for mental health as well. And I can't say this enough. You know, these brains of these teenagers, they really need help. They need help to continue to develop in a really, really positive way. So you've got to pack them full of protein and nutrients and good stuff. And I'm not saying avoid everything else completely or even banning it, because I don't believe that banning a food remotely works. I don't believe it heads anyone in a good direction. It makes food kind of like interesting, exciting, and becomes almost obsessive. You don't want it to become obsessive. You want to give them the opportunity to make a nice balanced choice. So yeah, my boys are typical teens. They'll have an ice cream here, they'll want to have some junk food there, but as long as I know that in general 80 to 90% of the time they're eating a good balanced meal, then I'm pretty chuffed and excited about it. So the other thing is that they need some filling up. I don't know about you guys, but my kids are always hungry. So I think, if you can make sure that there's some whole wheat bread in the house, some lovely natural yogurt, cook up some brown rice, some wholemeal pasta, and have tubs of it ready for them to just grab at. And then you can just saute some lovely green vegetables and pull the rice out of the fridge, and they can either toss it together to create a salad, or you can create a quick stir fry within minutes of them saying to you, oh, I am so hungry. Because when that happens, sadly, the obvious thing usually is to grab for a packaged food, because you're not ready. You're not ready for that cry of, I am so hungry. So I guess it's about being a little bit organised and making sure that in your house is the right food to grab. If you stock your house with great food that is good and healthy and offers them the balance that they need, then that's the food that they will tend to grab at. And there is no harm in trying to have a conversation with them around about the fact that a good balanced diet is important for mental health. A good balanced diet is important for energy levels. If they jump up in the morning and have something sugary, an hour later they're going to feel pretty flat, and they're not going to understand, and they're going to feel starving again. So breakfast is important. A good breakfast is important, not one full of sugar. Avoiding sugary drinks is important, but hydration is vital. So, filling up on milk and water, really simple tips and tricks like that, and explaining it to your teenager. They'll get it. Healthy skin, healthy body, a little bit of sunshine. They'll be wanting to hang out with their friends because they'll feel good and they'll look good. So, a little bit of kind of appealing to their self-confidence, appealing to their self-esteem issues, and appealing to their vanity can go a long way. So I really encourage you to talk, keep it in simple terms, to provide lots of healthy snacks, to really think through how you can make it easy in your kitchen for everyone to grab and create healthy, balanced meals 3 times a day. And on my website, you're going to start to see lots of ideas in this direction, lots of different menu plans, and of course in my cookbook coming out in July this year, which is called The Fearless Kitchen. I hope that you will feel fearless and realise that whilst the recipes are going to look absolutely fabulous on the page, they're also going to be really, really easy for you guys to put together, and the bright colours and the fabulous flavours will hopefully encourage all of you, your whole family, including your teens, to really enjoy their meals. So I'm hoping that this has been an encouraging chat with you about feeding your whole family, and particularly your teenagers. And if you want to be able to print off the PDF that I produced to put on my own fridge, then just jump onto my website, vanessabaxter.co.nz, and I've popped a blog up there. It's called Feeding Teens, and it's under my stories, Nourishing Relationships with Food. You'll find lots of great stories there, but that's my latest one, and there's a PDF attached which you are welcome to freely download and pop onto your fridge. I hope that everyone has a fantastic day. We're very spoilt here. We've got a public holiday and it's a blue sky and lots of sunshine, so I'm off to enjoy my day. Bye.